Tryna make it feel good. Baby, I'm just tryna show you real love. Open up your heart so you can feel good. Let a real one show you real love. Real love. I know you in pain. You been messing with these dum-dums, yeah, these lames. So me and them jokers, we ain't the same. I got the type of love to make you wanna change your last name. Baby, I'm better, not them dudes. I know you don't trust me, and it's cool. Give me some time and I'll show you. Even though your heart broke, I'm tryna heal your wounds so you can feel good. Baby, I'm just tryna show you real love. Open up your heart so you can feel good. Let a real one show you real love. Real love. Baby, I got what you need. Open up your eyes and see there's no other man like me. Give it time and wait and see. Wait a minute, I'm just trying to show you that I'm different. I know you're all lie, but I got the key to get it. And if you open up, baby girl, I can fix it. I wanna be the one for you. Baby, I'm better, not them dudes. No, you don't trust me, and it's cool. Give me some time and I'll show you. Even though your heart broke, I'm trying to heal your wounds so you can feel good. Baby, I'm just trying to show you real love. Open up your heart so you can feel good. Let a real one show you real love. Real love. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Ay. Don't it feel good to find love? Don't it feel good? Ay. Don't it feel good to find love? Don't it feel good? Ay. Don't it feel
Bake down. First and foremost, glory to God as always. Thank you for giving us this day to be able to do the things that we love to do. Lord, I ask you to bless the stream as we are here for a short time, not a long time, to talk about some 2K drama or disagreements or miscommunicate. We're going to talk about it, Lord, and let people who come today come with good energy, good vibes, good love. There's no hatred, no negativity. We just analyzing the discussion, God. But thank you for being awesome. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for just everything you do for us, Father God. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. What is up, chat? What is up? What is up? What is up? Let me just turn this on. I'm not gonna play no games. I may have some gameplay in the background. Just so y'all can vibe. Let's do that. But I got class in about an hour and some change or whatnot. And so I don't have. I could play, but I want to chop it up with y'all. I want to talk about this. I wouldn't call it beef, or I wouldn't even call it drama. This is content creation at its finest. When people have disagreements and so forth. So we're gonna talk about that. Who's right? Who's not, or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, hey, they need to stop with the whole what's the name? Okay. Go to quick play. Man, I feel like let's go to Mavericks, Wolves, Timberwolves. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's see that play out. So while we chop it up, I'm looking so not clear, bro. Oh snaps! Wait a minute. That's too loud, bro. That's too loud, my boy. That's too loud, my boy. Let's go ahead and do that right there. Let's go ahead and do that right there. So while that's going on in the background, man, let's chop it up, man. So there's this disagreement that happened. Koza made a video showing how supposedly speed with ball don't matter. Um, and he was cooking. He was cooking using an L2 cheese. I wouldn't even call it cheese. It's an L2 mechanic. It's in the game. And Brute, who's an OG, represents the Sim Nation, did a video reaction to it, which he's entitled to, talking about how, um, that's false advertising, pretty much. Like, bro, you know, you trying to get people to make another build or encourage them to potentially think that speed with ball don't matter, right? And people will go and make a build and think they can do what Koza can do, and they can't do what Koza do. Then they put more money in 2K pockets. Like, we got to stop doing that. Which he's entitled to that opinion. That's his opinion. That's how he feel. I don't disagree per se. If with another, I mean, with any man's opinion. If that's how he feel, that's how he feel. I can agree or disagree. Well, I just debunk what I just said. But you get what I'm trying to say. I can't have. I won't have no emotional attachment. I can disagree without feeling some kind of way about it. I'd be like, I don't think that. I feel like you should be able to make whatever you want. And so Swante, he got on. I disagree with Brute's opinion on the L2 stuff. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get you in here in a minute, so you can talk about it. But Swante got on the game or did a video and was like, bro, how dare you tell somebody, what they're doing is, first of all, can't happen against lockdown or elite defenders. And especially since, Koza, everybody know Koza. Koza is one of those one percenters that he's really good at the game. He's really good at what he do. And so he was just showing like, hey, I'm going out there, showing y'all I can come out here with no speed with ball and still be effective, right? And Swante's like, how dare you tell somebody that, first of all, they can't do that against a top lockdown, and how dare you even have an opinion? Because if it's the other way around, if it's the roles would switch and the comp community say that about the sim community, it'd be hate. It's hatred. It's hatred. Prime example, Black Cobra. When people was making their opinion on Black Cobra about how he was doing that against bots and how that won't happen in the pro am, people was like, yo, why y'all hating? So then vice versa. So I understand both people's perspectives. But the main thing that Swante was pretty much saying is like, what I got from it, and he's a content creator, so I didn't took the shots that he was coming at Brute. I didn't take those serious because that's what content creation is. It's to get you to feel some type of way, to get some emotion out of the content, which he did a really, really great job. The video was 36 minutes. I didn't watch the whole 36 minutes, but I got the gist. His biggest issue with 2K is not the people that's able to do those things. It's with the game company. It's with the developers. He was pretty much saying, like, you shouldn't be able to move this fast without speed with ball. Like, speed with ball and ball handling should be tied hand in hand, rather than you have ball handling and you're able to manipulate the game where your player is moving super fast with low speed with ball. And then he was, hold on, oh, wait, my bad. And he was also saying that speed with ball don't matter because you have slower defenders who are able to keep up with you a lot of times when you have high speed with ball. And so why even waste that attribute on it when you can use it for some other stuff? He said Brute trying to work for 2K. But here's the thing though. And now what Brute is saying, I will say this. As a content creator, depending on you as a creator and what kind of creator you want to be. If you want to put out videos talking about a build, talking about a mechanic, talking about, no pun intended, something going on with the game, make sure you give them the full context, because you know how this community is. Some of these kids are so gullible, they will go and make that build that Koza made and try to do what Koza do and then call the game trash because they can't mimic what they're doing. And in their mind, they're thinking that this is cool. Like, But then on the flip side of that, once 2K, let's say 2K drops a hot patch and they fix that, and now your player is moving like trash. Now you just wasted another $50. You just gave this company another $50. So just be careful with the content you putting out, right? So I understand that concept, but on the flip side, that goes hand in hand on both sides, right? Whichever kind of content creator you want to be, that's up to you. If you just want to put out content for short-term, long-term game, it's up to you. I know for me, when I put out something, I'm going to let you know, hey, what works for me may not work for you. That's why every time I make lockdowns, when I used to make my lockdown builds, I tell them, like, this is how I make my lockdown. Some people don't put on strength. I put on strength on my lockdowns because I like the ability to get more bumps. Some people don't like that. So, and just because I put on strength and things like that don't mean you're still going to be a good lockdown like me. And I always would give you preferences. This is what helps me play defense. I always say me. I don't say you. I say me. This was what can help you, or I mean me, be a better defender. Now, you know, you can use it and see what works best for you. And I always tell people, make the builds based off your threshold. So I understand that context, because sometimes we can put out stuff that people can run with it, and then they go create that, and then they can't mimic what they created, and then they say the game is trash. Then they say 2K this, 2K that, 2K whatever. Now, Light made a great point, and he was talking about the dunk meter. And my opinion on the dunk meter was, I feel that there's flaws in the system both ways. I feel there's only a hot and cold. It's like either you're there or you're not. And sometimes the game, when you're on the side of somebody, like say, you know how you playing football, and say your player is right here, and this is you, this is the dribbler, right? And the rim is on the side you're on, or let's say the other side or whatever. But you're ahead of the dribbler, but he can see the rim. The game will consider that a wide open attempt and give that person a big ass green window. And I was telling Light, I was like, I think that there should be levels. I think that there should be levels based off your parameters of where you're at on the defensive end. If you're nowhere to be found, I don't think you can just come into the paint and make my dunk meter small. And I don't think that you could just be able to dunk on somebody once you put them on technically they're in front of you, but they're on the side of you and they're not in front of the rim. Because at the end of the day, you know, yes, you can posterize them, but the way they give you posterizers, it's not even a logical animation. They give you an animation where they're benefiting the player for they're dunking the wrong way, put it that way. Where you on the right side, you in good position will get penalized, and then they'll dunk on the wrong side they're supposed to be dunking on. I can understand if you go up with your left, but they'll make you go up with your right, put you in a can-ass animation, then you're stuck and you get dunked on. I was just saying there should be levels. There should be a medium, a tier, and then a small tier, and then a wide open tier, just like shooting. And we disagree with that, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, when we talk about who's right, and I'm going to let some people get in, because again, I got an hour. We can talk about this for an hour, because I think this is a good debate, and it's a good discussion, because at the end of the day, the corporate at the head of the table is 2K. I can't be mad at people manipulating a flawed system. I can only be mad at the person that created the system. If the person that created the system is allowing it to happen, then I can't be mad at the people that's found a way to be skillful at it. So I'm not mad at Joe Knows. And that's what I was telling Light. I was like, I'm not mad at Joe Knows. I'm not mad at them being able to do it. I can still say that the system is flawed and that it can be improved rather than don't touch it. And that was me and Light's debate when we was going back and forth. I didn't say that you know, I'm knocking Joe Knows for it. I'm just saying there's a flaw in the system that can be improved to be better. And Light was like, nah, don't touch it, because you know when they touch it, they end up breaking something. And I was like, well, we can't babysit the people who's developing the game. It's their duty to make a solid product that is as flawless as possible. So I can't say, yo, don't touch it, because y'all mofos ain't putting in the due diligence time that it takes to make sure your systems are working the way they're supposed to be working. You get what I'm saying? And so we was going back and forth on that. And so when you see a video like this, you have Swante saying, look, man, first of all, don't knock Koza's skill, because can't everybody do what Koza's doing, which I can agree. Can't everybody can't come out here with no 25 speed with ball and make it do what it do. Let's just call it a spade a spade. That can't happen. That's a skill. That's a 1%er. Those are people in a different threshold that's really, really good at the game. But just because the 1%er is able to do it, it doesn't mean that it should be it should be something that can be exploited in the game, right? And this is where I see what Swante was saying. Swante was saying, look, bro, this is for Mike Wayne. They put it out earlier saying that something's wrong with the system. Mike Wayne said, nah, this is dribble. He tried to cover it up. And they didn't change it. It was the same thing when the game came out, before the game came out, when somebody was dribbling. And then Mike Wayne tried to cover it up and say, nah, that's just speed with ball. You lied. Get at the people who's making the game, because they the ones who are creating this flawed system. I'm not mad at Koza. I'm not mad at whoever practiced the abilities and learn and put in the time to master it. I'm not mad at that. But just because you mastered a flawed system don't mean that there's not a flaw in the system. You get what I'm saying? I think that we want to get to a point where attributes matter for the most part. I'm not saying you got to have this to be able to be successful. No, because there's people who can shoot with a 78 3 ball and that shoot better than people who got a 93 ball, because that's the skill set. That's where the skill set comes in. But I do like to see a little bit more distinction and differentiation when people have 70 speed and you going up against a 93 speed with ball. I would love to see that. I would love to see the differences. I would love to see it visually, the uniqueness of it. I would love to see it. I would love to really see, like, yo, what's the real true difference between a 93 and a 23? I would love to see it. But we don't see that a lot of times in the game. We don't see that in 2K a lot of times. You see it from dunking, yeah. The meter is well, technically you get more opportunities to get higher meters based off the badges you have, right? But if you look at the 85 to 94, you can still trigger them if you're good at what you do. Now the slithery may help you avoid contact more, but the essence, the 92 and or the 93 between the 85, the only difference is the slithery badge. The mechanic of dunking is still the same, but the badge is what gives you those separations. And so, in hindsight, both have legitimate points. You get what I'm saying? Both have legitimate points. I understand what Brute is saying. Brute is saying, look, man, when you put out these videos for the community, then people gonna make these bills and you putting more money in 2K pockets for the wrong reasons. Because you know what we do? We like, oh, man, I don't need no 25 speed with ball. And we go make that bill. And we put a whole investment. And then two things happen. Maybe you trash at the bill, so you just wasted money. And you should know that already. And then number two, 2K can drop a patch. They can say, ha, got you fools. Now we going to make speed with ball matter. And I know somebody on the flip side may say, well, babe, it's viewer discretion is advised. You are advised to do it at your own discretion. I'm not telling you to go make a build. I'm not telling you that this is the wave. I'm just telling you I made a video that said speed with ball is not irrelevant. And I'm proving my point as to why speed with ball is not relevant. And I hear that. But here's the thing. As a content creator, you have to decide what kind of content creator you want to do. I had to learn this the hard way. I put out a video that it was about 2K, and it wasn't 2K23. I think it was 21 at the time. It wasn't the real next gen game. But I put the video out. The video ended up getting like 100,000 views or whatever the case may be. But it was for the lack of transparency. I think I even said this not 2K video. I was just saying I didn't do my research, number one. I didn't really dive into it, number two. And number three, I put out video that is almost like false leading. I always say, if you're gonna make a video, you can do whatever you want to do. It's your channel, it's your choice. But I always would say, to save you, say your discretion is advised. I'm not telling you to make a build. I'm just letting you know that, this is what I was able to do. Try and see if you can do it, but this is what I was able to do. So me being able to do this is what's going to help me save attribute points for my next build. Cool. Then they know. When they make that build, then people can, if people kind of come at you, you can say, bro, I never told them to go make that build, dog. I never told them. I said it in the video. So, that's up to them. People can make their own choices. But again, it all depends on what kind of content creator do you want to be. Do you want to just be known for, it's all about integrity for me and honesty and being truth and upfront. That's my vision. That's who I rock. That's how I rock. That's how I get down. I'm not saying you need to get down like that. I'm not telling somebody that they need to do the same thing I'm doing. I'm just saying, when you put out videos and you don't give those discretions, you don't give those context to it, a kid gonna make a video based off my influence. And so then they're gonna make a video, spend money on the build. And it's still not on me. But again, as a content creator, you have to take that responsibility to make sure you putting out accountable videos as a content creator. As a content creator, if you trying to do this, you want to have integrity with the videos you put out. If you put out a video that's misleading and you tell people this doesn't matter, and then your community makes that video, and let's just say 20 people made that video and 20 people spend, $50? You know what I'm saying? I ain't in math class. So let's do some math real quick. 20 people, y'all. You know what I'm saying? 20 people times $50. I feel like that's $1,000. But let's just say, oh, snaps. Wait, let me do that again. Hold on. 20 people times 50. Yeah, that's $1,000. That's $1,000. And I know what you're saying, $1,000, yeah, that don't matter. That's not a lot of money, but that can add up. Let's just say I'm Steezo the God, and I make a video. You don't need speed with ball. Look at me. Look at what I'm doing. I am a god out here. And let's just say I got 1 million subscribers, and out of those 1 million now, right? Let's say 1,000 people make. That's $50,000 you just gave 2K. You get what I'm saying? So again, they still probably gonna make the build anyway to go try to see if they can do it. But you're just mindful of what kind of content you putting out. And I think sometimes the community don't put out, credible content. They put out content based off their opinion, which is cool, but I always try to test my stuff before I put it out, because I want to make sure I'm credible of what I'm talking about. I don't want to put out something that I'm just putting it out on a whim and then it comes by like, nigga, you lied to me. I don't want that. I tell it like it is. I'll be like, yo, this is what I'm doing. When I do my defensive tutorial videos, bro, I always say, this is the steps that I make. You may do things that's better for you, but this is how I improve my defense. It's always about me. It's always about me. And I say you can take some of the things that I'm doing and try to apply it to what you're doing and see if it works for you. It may not work for you. On ball defense assist, I may go 5. That works for me. You may do 20. That works for you. It's not to say you wrong and I'm right. It's a preference of what works for you. So when you put out content, just make sure. So a lot of folks don't do that piece. They just put it out and say, I made a banger. Cool. And then more people do. And I think this is where the state of the game is, where the community don't have no accountability, number one. Number two, the community is so divided on this whole sim versus comp. At the end of the day, if you want to be great and you want to compete, go try to play competitively. You know what I'm saying? If you want to have fun, then have fun. But you can't start nitpicking on what other side is doing. If a competitor person comes into a fun atmosphere and they do some stuff that you may think is trash, you can't say that. That's a competitive guy. He's skillful at the game. Everybody can't do that. Just like your casual self probably can't go into the pro-am and do the things you're doing in casual. You know what I'm saying? So I just think, so I don't get off tangent, I do think they both got valid points to a degree. But I do agree with Swante's bigger point, which is 2K is the problem. 2K making flawed products is the problem. Every year, we always ask for attributes to matter, and to a degree they matter, but then to a degree they don't. To a degree they're important, and to a degree they're not. And I would just say it's up to the interpretation of the player. Because for me, a 93 ball may matter for me. And because when I put on a 78, I can't shoot. Right? So it may matter to me. So the game makes it matter to me, for me, in my head. So, but I can't be mad at somebody who's greening and busting with a 78 3 ball. I can't be mad at him because he learned his shot. He learned his abilities, and he's great at the game. So I'm not going to be the one that, say, hey, I'm not going to be that guy that can play with a 78. So I wouldn't make a video to say, hey, I'm greening with a 78 if I can't green with a 78. That's just me. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I want to hear from y'all. I'm done ranting. I did my 26 minutes of rant time. At the end of the day, I think the corporate at hand is 2K. 2K is the corporate at hand. I think 2K, they need to make a product where things like stuff like speed with ball is significant. And it's I always tell my boys, I say, I don't really see the drasticness of sometimes 99 to a 25 on some attributes. You know what I mean? You put on a 96 steals, and you may get steals. You may get a higher success rate, but somebody with an 86 may get just the same amount. You know what I mean? Doing the same thing, right? And sometimes you don't see the unique differences from the 96 to the 86, the 95 through the 85. Like, again, even with the dunks, I think that the meter itself is still the same. What changes the meter and the ability to get a high and a low is the badge. The attribute opens up the badge, and we all know that. Once your attribute opens up the cap to unlock the abilities, then the sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. Then we just dicing apples and oranges at the end of the day. Like, we was talking about passing. Me and Light was talking about passing. We was talking about how you got 94 passing, and sometimes the game will still throw some duck passes. It'd be some straight dookie passes. And you be like, bro, why did I upgrade my pass to 94 when somebody who got an 84 is throwing just as much dots and turnovers just as me? And I'm throwing a ball where I think I can get away with some stuff. You would think that with a higher you can do a little bit more chancing, but it's sometimes the algorithm is not in your favor. I've been there, done that. The algorithm is not in your favor sometimes, and sometimes the things don't work out how you want to. But at the end of the day, I think it all falls back on 2K as a game developer. And what some of these players be trying to tell us is that, look, man, it's a flaw. This dude is out here cooking. This dude is out here balling. And they're not, and again, I will understand somebody's point. They'll be like, bro, that's a 1%er. Not everybody can do that. And 2K may say that's a 1%er, but not everybody can do that. But there are times in the game where you see somebody with a 90-something speed with ball, and you got an 85 speed, 86 speed, sometimes even 70, and damn near you running on the side of them. You get what I'm saying? You're running on the side of them, dog. So, like, speed with ball, and we can say this, and I would say this: it don't matter, because you're never going to be in the aspect where you can utilize it. Like, just call it in a spade. You're not going to be able to utilize. They don't allow you to utilize that speed with ball like that. Remember, we saw it in the videos. Speed with ball is after the animation, right? So once you do the animation, then speed with ball kicks off, right? And so I'm telling y'all right now, and I've been saying this for a while too. Speed with ball needs to go back to back in the day, because the speed with ball was determined on, I think it was, what was it, ball handling? What was the back in the day attributes, y'all? It was ball handling and what else? What was it? Ball handling and it was two things that mattered. I think it was your speed and your ball handling gave you your speed with ball or something like that. I think it was something like that. Speed and acceleration mixed with ball handling. Then you had the speed with ball attributes. Because I feel like the speed with ball, it only shows in certain elements. When are you rarely going to be utilizing your speed like that? You rarely use it. You rarely use it because you got to think about it. You got. Think about this, y'all. Just think about this. Let's just highlight this. Let's just say you put 99 speed with ball. Most of the people with a 99 speed with ball don't have no weight, right? So now, if you play a lockdown, think about this. When you play a lockdown, one of them beefy lockdowns, y'all know the beef locks. Somebody that got the big strength. They're usually from the small forward. They can be bulky, burly, or regular, right? And then they're pressing you. They got all half badges. When are you really gonna use your speed with ball? Most of the animations are the animations you trigger and from the standstill position, like the size ups, the step backs. And then it gives you that boost that you get. Then your speed with ball take place, and it's rare that you're going to be able to utilize it to the full effectiveness. You get what I'm saying? So again, it's an important attribute, but it's not the most important attribute, if that makes sense. But the Discord is open. Whoever wants to come into the Discord, Demon, could you put the Discord in the chat for whoever want to chime in and talk about this? Like I said, I got about an hour. We got class at 5. So the floor is open for you as a community. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what's your thoughts. I want to know how you feel about, how you feel about the speed with ball, how you feel about the whole debate between Swante and Brute. At the end of the day, who do you feel is right? You know what I'm saying? Half blow by is crazy. Yes, but you got to think about it this way, big dog. Kevo. The half blow by, right? Most of the blow by is going to come from, for the most part, your first dribbles. You know what I'm saying? You rarely, think about it. You rarely, when you're playing against, let's say a lock, you're rarely going to, waste all that stamina on trying to dribble the ball up the court. Most of the time, what most people do is pass the ball up. Because then you can save your stamina. You can save all that stuff that you have. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. You could get blow-bys. But I think it would be good to see a blow-bys on Hoff versus Hall of Fame on Hoff. Like, you got blow-bys and speed booster on Hall of Fame. And this guy got 99 strength. What else? We got 96. Let's say 96 strength. He has 90-some steals, 99 perimeter. And let's see, he got the speed. He got what he needs to try to hang with you. And let's see how many blow-bys you get, how many animations you get. Because you got to think about it. Yeah, you're getting that blow-by off, but you're skinnier, right? You're going to, when somebody hits you, it's going to impact you a little bit more. And you may get the blow-bys, but the chances of getting it a lot, and you got to be significantly smaller. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, it may be a benefit to a degree, but look how so much you got to give up just to get a few more blow-bys. Is it really worth it? Is that really worth it? You know what I'm saying, fam? And again, I'm not here to tell you if that's what you want to make your build. If you want to make your build with high speed with ball to get 99 speed with ball, and to see if that really gives you, oh my bad, if that really gives you, uh, the benefit. Is it is it more beneficial to have it or not? You get what I'm saying? Is it more beneficial to to have high speed with ball or not? Because if I have, let's say, an 80 speed with ball, I can get higher this, higher that, higher those, rather than put like 90 something on that thing and see some. You should see some, right? You should see some benefits. I hope. Hopefully, right? 99, you better see some damn benefits, bro. You know how much 99 costs in this game, bro? 99 is crazy. It's crazy, fam. Super crazy. Let's see what the chat said. The system has so many flaws. I would agree. On top of 2K are the shareholders who wants to get pleased. I get that. If we get what we want, 2K shareholders will lose money. I disagree with that. I think you can have the best of both worlds. Because at the end of the day, if you're making money, that's what the shareholders want. At the end of the day, they want bread. They want the money. They need to fix layups. What's wrong with the layups? Don't get fooled. Choose with your wallets. Don't buy 2K game again. Soon we will get the game we want. We tried that. That ain't that ain't working. That's not working at all. Kevo says it can be a skill gap. If you work with a 25 speed with ball, you should be rewarded. Just like your skill dunking the window is smaller on silver, but if you good at timing, you will be rewarded. So here's the thing. It's not technically smaller per se. It's the badges that allows it to be bigger or smaller. Like, yes, the attributes help, but the badges open up that window even more because you have slithery, right? If you have it on silver, then most of the time, your your slithery is on silver, so it's not gonna create that much opening, right? But if it's on Hoff, now when I go up to dunk, it's gonna be more wide open because the game is registering, especially if somebody don't have interior or whatnot. Like, you're not there. You know what I'm saying? What's up? That was light. Accepting a challenge on 2K? Question mark? Nah, not me. I'm not making no. I mean, I got an off-ball player or whatever. The green window is determined by the attributes. I have an 84, and for me, just me. This could be my opinion. My 84 dunk build have a large green window. It's large enough for me to not mess up. I'll put it that way. Whenever I do it the right way and I have the opening, that window is large enough for me to not mess up. It's a big enough window to not mess up, if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? So if you have 94, it may be a little bit longer or more wider per se, but it's 84 is still big. Pause. That sounded kind of bad. That sounded kind of bad. It's still big. It ain't like a drastic, like, oh my God, I can tell the difference per se. It's still big with 84. Right. It's not as large as 94 and 96. Yeah, it's not as big as a 94, 96, but it's big enough. It's big enough to be highly successful. You get what I'm saying? It's big enough to be highly successful. It's definitely not like the shooting for sure, right? Where the shooting, you really can't see the difference per se from a 96 because the window is so damn small. You know what I'm saying? 75 is small. Well, let's see. We're gonna see right now. Let me after this game. This game's almost over with. We'll go in there and we'll get a 75 dunker, a 85 dunker, and let's see if we can get a 90 something dunker, and then we'll see the differences or whatnot. For me, I think it's the badges that play the major part. That's just me. And again, that's just me. I can be completely wrong. I feel like the badges help more than the window per se, because if you are really good and you can get that window to be here without latency, I mean you're gonna deal with some latency, but you should be good. You should be solid. But the badges help so much more. The Slithery badge is damn near undefeated. That damn badge is what it is. It's a Slithery for a reason. Everything in this game is a skill gap. You really don't need a high anything to be good at the game. It's all about who's behind the controller. All right, I see that. I see what you mean. And to a degree, that is true. A lot of stuff do rely on your abilities, right? You know, you may be able to do really, really great stuff with a 75 dunk. You get what I'm saying? You may be really, really great to do a lot of stuff with a 75 everything. You get what I'm saying? That may be you. And you're entitled to be good at that. You know what I'm saying? You may be able to take that into the pro-am and go crazy in there. You may be able to do that. That's your skill. That's your ability. So I would say that's a fair statement. It's a very, very fair. Excuse me. That's a very, very fair statement to make. You know what I'm saying? I think that at the end of the day, your skill is the big factor. Your skill is for sure the big a big factor in a lot of these conversations. In a lot of these conversations, your skill um, is a factor, and I will agree with that. Your skill will matter. It's crazy how this game is a really good game, bro. It's crazy. It's almost like they got the intensity. Is this game six? Could this be game six? Luca. Ooh. Um, I like the camera though. This camera is so in. Blah! Could this be game six, y'all? Could could this be game six? Could this be game six, bruh? I was looking at two video. He did the quick first step, bro. It's crazy with the quick first or the quick. Okay, Anthony. Oh, he missed again. It was crazy when he showed me what fast feet actually do. Oh, he missed. Man, this is a good ass game, chat. Hold on. Anthony Edwards to Towns. Hey! Yo. Yo, this is a good game, chat. Imagine if this is game six, bruh. No cap. No cap. Um, but again, the Discord is open. Whoever wants to chime in, we got about an hour. Oh, Luca. We got about an hour to talk about it, and then I'm gonna let it breathe, and give it some some headspace. Anthony, hey, yo, this is a crazy game, no chat. This game is crazy right now. I will say this though, 2K got flaws. Hey, 2K got flaws. But sometimes this game be looking, it feels and looks authentic, man. So I'm not mad per se. Every game is going to have its flaws, but I feel like the direction that they're going into, you see more and more stuff that you would see on TV for the most part. You see like some of that sim style, like the way they want you to shoot the basketball. I think Light showed me this video with the contest system and the difference between jump shots and spacing. Like a lot of this stuff is starting to look more simulation and more real in a way. Like the way they want you to play this game is looking a lot more like basketball. We still got some ways, but I see where they're trying to take this game. You get what I'm saying? I do see that. All right, let's see. Hold on, chat. Who came in? Who came in the Discord? Hey! Oh my God! What a freaking game! Oh, we got Mechanic in the game, in the Discord. We're gonna hear from Mechanic in just a sec on how he feels about the whole topic. Kyrie, oh, he missed. 34 seconds, chat. This is crazy. They giving it to Anthony Edwards. Over two people. He give it back. He's in the key. Give it back to AE. 6 seconds. Give it to Gobert. On the corner. Hey! hey, hey, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Is this game 6, chat? Chat, is this game 6, my boy? Yo, that's fire. Yo, I'm telling you, bro. Sometimes when you stop over analyzing and you just let the game just be. Yo, there's some greatness to this product, man. There's some real greatness. Hey, Demon, can you put the Discord in the chat, please, Demon? Demon, if you're there, can you put the Discord in the chat, please?
Check.
Yeah. What up? Hold on. 15 seconds in the game's almost over. And we can chop it up. This is an amazing game, bro. 15 seconds. Mavs are down by 4. Kyrie shoots. Oh, no. Oh, heck no. Oh! Kleber! They about to foul. Oh, my God. It's 8 seconds left, bruh. Wow. Kleber really made that, bro. I swear. I was like, this game is over, chat. This game is done. He shot that? Oh, my God. Gobert almost turned the ball over. Bro, he wilding for that, dog. Gobert almost turned the ball over, bro. All right, Daniels, look, bro, when you see 2K, bro, like this is what the screenshots be looking like, bro. It be looking crispy. Oh, he missed. Oh, my God. He missed the free throw. Why did Gobert give it to the wrong free throw, dude? Oh, my God. Yo. No timeouts. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh! Yo. Imagine if Luka makes that. Yo, imagine if it ain't gonna be no 61-63. But imagine the ending ends like that though, dog. That's so deep, bro. Anyway, we got a Mechanic in the building. What up, Keno? So what's your thoughts on the Koza and the Swante and the Brutal Sims topic, man? How do you feel about it? I wouldn't say who you think is right, but whose side you kind of vibe with a little bit more.
I didn't know Swante made a video in response to it. But based on what you said, I think Swante does have a point. So I'm gonna back up. So Koza's video, right? We know, Koza and his content, with the dribbling and the way, certain builds and stuff like that. I feel like if you could do it, if you know how to L2 cancel and get to your spots, right, then you should be able to do it. And I agree with Brute's assessment was, his initial assessment was, don't make it, like, you may not probably be able to do what he doing.
Right.
So for somebody that's not in that 1%, like you said, to make the build and expect to be able to do the moves that Koza's doing,
right,
without putting in a lot of practice and effort, right?
Right.
You could be set up to fail.
Right.
What I disagreed with Brute about was he didn't think that you could do that against good locks, right?
Okay.
And to his point, the evidence that was in the video, these were rec folks, right? So they weren't that good and they weren't super disciplined. So it made it look better, right? We content creators, we know how to showcase that, right?
Yep.
But two things with that, and then I'll get your thoughts, right? The first thing is 90% of people play like the people play defense in that video.
Right.
Which, in my opinion, means if you're good enough, you could execute what Koza was doing.
Right.
Right? That's number one. Number two, the same moves that Koza was doing is the same things the locks do in stage.
Mm,
I mean, locks the PGs do in stage.
right.
So I disagree with Brute saying a good lock could strap that up, because the point of the L2 cancel and the way he was dribbling is to squeeze by the locks. That's why you dribble like that,
Right. Right. Right.
right? Just because he's dribbling the same way we played MJ. You remember MJ? MJ was dribbling similar to that.
Yep. 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 Yep.
He was L2 cancel, and what it was doing, it was allowing him to slide past that initial defender.
Right. 100%. No, I feel that.
So, so I feel like you can do it against some of the better locks in the game. They already do that. So I disagree with Bruno on that. But overall, and then to what Swante said, you can't say that you can do this against this in the sim version, but the quote unquote the dribblers wouldn't be able to do it against comp. You see what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
also agree with that
Yeah.
assessment.
I would agree with that. Like, I think if you can do that against whoever in this game. Of course, you ain't gonna be able to do it as all the time against everybody, but for the most part, like you said, I think if you're skillful and you're good at it, and I think if I'm Koza, I'll be like, oh, okay, you don't think I can? I'm gonna go to the stage. That's where these supposedly big burly locks are. You said I can't do it. I won't dribble up the court, but I'll wait till I get up the court, get the ball, and get busy. You know what I'm saying? And do what I got to do per se. I would do that, but here's the thing though. This is what I would say. I'm not saying Koza can't do that against competitive locks. I but you know how we do as content creators, man. We make videos. The goal is to create content and to be like, wow, you did that, or whatever the case may be. Now, could he do it? He probably can, for sure, 100%. But when you make a video and you only show, and this is me being devil advocate, if you only show a video of you doing it against in one area, then it makes it harder to give that video credibility depending on what you're trying to argue, right? If you're trying to say speed with ball don't matter, right? Let's just say that. That's what we're saying, right? And I only show you one style of the gameplay, like for example, in the rec, right? As me, this is just me. This is my thinking, y'all. This is how I think as a content creator. I want to give you multiple variations so you can be like, oh, damn, he was doing that in the pro-am. He did that at stage. He did that in the park. And he did that in the rec. He may have a valid point. I may not need speed with ball. Speed with ball may be irrelevant. Look at this dude. He's able to do this everywhere. And so a person like a Brute, you know what I'm saying? Because he's thinking like, bro, this is a wreck, bro. This is trash. These people ain't playing no kind of defense. You know, not saying that comp defenders don't come in the wreck. You get what I'm saying? But the clips, you know what I mean? And again, because that's what it was a quick blurb. It wasn't an actual like video. He just posted on Twitter. So you know it's gonna be highlights. It's highlights, bruh. It's highlights. He didn't do nothing different than what Black Cobra does, right? He posts the highlights and people be like, yo, what the heck? But my thing was, if I was to make a video and I'm Koza, and it's a video idea for anybody that can do this, whenever you make a video and you want to put out a statement, I always encourage you to make sure you have all elements and all layers of what game plays that people may use, like park, rec, the theater, pro-am, and what else? Is there any? And then stage, right? If you're trying to make a point on a jump shot, if you're trying to make a point on a dribble animation, if you're trying to make a point on anything, I always encourage people to try it in all modes because that gives you more validity. If it only works in one mode, right? I'm not saying it can't work in other modes, but you have no proof to demonstrate that it can work in all other modes. So if you're making a content video, make sure, this is just to help you out moving forward to give your video more credibility, right? Is you do it across the modes that most people play. You get what I'm saying? Most people ain't going to be playing my team like that. You know what I'm saying? Most people are going to be playing the park, the rec, stage, theater, and pro-am. Those are the main things people mostly play. So if I'm making a video on a jump shot and I want to tell you my jump shot is like that, then I want to test it in all elements, right? Because let's say I'm a viewer, I look at mechanic video, mechanic makes a jump shot video. This man showed me 3 rec games. This man go 9 for 10, right? But mechanic never shows me his jumper in the pro-am, right? Never shows me his jumper in the pro-am, never showed me his jumper in the park, never showed me in none of those modes. And let's just say mechanic is streaming pro-am one day, and let's just say hypothetically he goes 2 for 11. In your head, you may be like, nigga, I thought you had a dope jumper, dog. You get what I'm saying? Like, you went 2 for 11 in the pro. I thought it was like that. So then in my head, I may think like, oh, he capping. His jumper ain't really like that. He ain't playing against nobody. Then I can start depicting your video, which they can still do regardless. But if I give you more, content, more variety of clips to show different settings, then it makes it a little bit tougher to really debunk what I'm trying to tell you. Because if Brute would have saw a pro-am, if he would have saw a pro-am, if he would have saw stage, right, then Brute would have been like, hey, sheesh, this dude, Kosa like that, dog. And then he could have still said, like, I wouldn't encourage you to make it because this is cold. Look, you see what this man doing? This dude is skilled. This dude is good. This dude is good at what he does. So I wouldn't encourage you to do this because not everybody can do this. But damn, Kosa is fire. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't. For me personally, if I see you doing it in fives, I'm already assume that the other modes will be easy, right? But that's just me personally. But to your point, that would make sense. I mean, it don't really matter to me where you show it, but I'm also gonna be looking at what's in the video. Like, are you shooting contested, uncontested? I'll be looking at more of those things. But to the point, I think Brute is looking because Brute said it before he talked about Coast in this video because there was already comments about you don't need speed for ball in the community. This is more of a community argument,
Yeah.
right, than what Brute was just saying, right? And I've seen videos with good people, I say like OFAB, former 2K league player, right, doing wagers on the bill without speed with ball, right?
Right.
So, like I said, I've seen other videos making this claim. So I think Brute's point was more he used Koza's video since it was gaining a lot of traction, but his overall point was because he said it before did the Koza video was don't follow that narrative that you don't need speed with ball. I think the not having speed with ball needs to have a caveat,
Right.
right?
Right.
Just say, that you don't need high speed with ball if
there it
you
is.
could do this.
There, and you know what you just did? That saves what you saying, and that saves both the content creator, and that puts it back on a viewer. Because now I'm telling you, you don't need high speed with ball. If I'm giving you the parameters, if you can do X, Y, and Z, you don't need it. But if you can't do X, Y, and Z, you might want to bump up a little bit more to help you out based off your play style. You get what I'm saying? And I agree 1,000% with that comment because I truly feel like, but a lot of people, and this is what Brute was even talking about. I think when he was talking about, they had a podcast. He was talking to a badge plug. He was saying the community don't do that though, Meccano. They don't caveat stuff. They just say you don't need a high 3 ball. Huh?
I think it depends on the audience, though. I don't think everything needs to be caveated. I think, like, Koza's audience is, I think Koza does build videos and dribble videos and jump shots, probably.
Right.
I've only seen a little bit of his content, but Koza is known for dribble.
Right.
So, I prefer to caveat it when I do my videos, but I don't think it's necessary.
Right. And here's the thing. It's a preference thing. But I think you save yourself a lot more when you do caveat. That's my opinion. I think even though we may think we don't need it, I think depending on our community, because you got to think about it as a content creator, you're always going to get new people. and the new person may not be a part of your community. And if I'm watching your video, because this is all we always talk about, every content creator know this. If I'm watching your video for the very, very first time, right? And the first time I see you, you tell me that I don't need speed with ball, and I can take that and run with it. You feel what I'm saying, chat? We can take that and run with that. I think mechanic lost connection or whatnot. We can take that and run with it, right? And I always tell this is me. This is you don't have to do this. Whoever your content creation is, you don't have to do stuff like this. But you always got to make a video with the intent in mind that there's always a new viewer step into your platform. And so you can never think that everybody who watches your video is always a returner. Because if there's always a returner, you won't grow. Think about that. If I have 20 people and the only people that return is 20 people and I don't get new people, I will stay at 20. So in order to grow, I got to get new viewers. So when my content start to get traction, the video is going to get put out to more people. And somebody looking in from the new, I don't know who Koza is. I don't know if he's a skill guy. I just know this is a game I just bought. This video got 1,000 or 100,000 views. This dude tells me I don't need this. You know, I'm not saying he did. I'm not Jay. I'm not saying that's what he did. I'm not saying that. let's preface that. I didn't say Koza said anything. I'm just saying when we make videos that allude to something that you may not need or allude to something is irrelevant and we don't give it caveat, we don't give context as you don't need this if. This is why, let me tell you why all companies always say, this works if. This happens if. Everybody does that. Because you can't come back and come for me. Number one, I save all liability for myself and my brand and my company when I do stuff like that. If I tell you, like, if I make a statement that says, you don't need this, right? And then let's just say, hypothetically, you go do what I told you don't need. The way people can sue nowadays, they can sue, and I ain't saying they're going to sue any content creator, right? But they can sue you for false advertising, for false claiming. Somebody can want to do that. They try to do it with 2K all the time. False advertising, false claims, saying that this can happen, but it's not happening. So you lied, so I'm going to try to take it. Bro, it can happen so many times. So I'm saying the bigger your brand get, you want to be mindful of what you say, how you say it, and what you allude to, because people will attach your, and again, Koza didn't say you don't need speed with ball, but people are alluding that Koza said that. Jay, not that deep. Of course, it's not that deep for you. You know what I'm saying? Pause. That sounded all the way bad. My bad, dog. That sounded awful, bro. That sounded awful. Again, it's not a big deal for you, and I definitely understand that. For you, it's not a big deal. But I'm saying, man, the bigger your brand get, the more careful you gotta be. Because the bigger the influence you have, the more careful you have to be. And I know it seems like, man, what's the big deal? But the bigger that influence, I'm telling you, man, you got to start treating your content and your brand as a company. Because people can take that and they can, if you putting out stuff to the world, they can take your stuff and be like, look at this individual. This individual said X, Y, and Z. I've seen people, I'm not saying this is the Koza case, but I've seen people lose job opportunities. I see people get fired for some of the stuff that they putting out based off the representation of the brand that they represented. Like that's why I had to change my whole content on the whole cussing, you know, because I used to cuss a lot. I didn't cuss a lot, but I used to, when I'm animated, I used to say it. And if the video ever got viral, I can get let go from my job based off, the perception of what kind of person I am. And it could just be that one day I had a game and I just was mad, I was frustrated, and I let my frustration out. I can get me in trouble in my real world if it goes viral, the wrong people catch it, or whatever the case may be. Let me put my camera thing. So I'm telling y'all, man, this is a business. Anything that you can make money from, anything that people can use, it's public. It becomes public property, damn near. So you got to be careful what you put on the internet, because once you put it on the internet, it's fair game. So your brand is everything, and I'm not saying Coz is doing that. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying it's always good for if you do content. Sometimes I would say, because you're gonna have a new viewer. You're always gonna get a new viewer. Think of it from a new viewer's mindset. That imagine somebody's watching my video for the first time, and I say or I allude that you can be successful with this. Then you gonna make that, and you're not successful. You gonna come in my comments and be like, "Yo, babe," and if y'all say it don't happen, it happens a lot. Yo, babe, you told me that I can be good with a 78 3 ball. You lied. I can't shoot. I'm breaking everything. You need to. That's one person. Here come another new viewer. Yo, babe, you're trash. 78 3 ball was not facts. I can't shoot. Do you get my point?
I mean, I think regardless. I think especially if you do a highlight video, it's a highlight, right?
Right.
So I don't think you need to put a caveat for a highlight video.
No,
Now,
hell no.
when if you're instructing people on doing things, which Kozo does dribble videos, right? And showcasing how to do certain things, and but yeah, I mean showcasing, but like, but like, if I don't know if it needs to put a caveat, but it's the internet. So some people will say, you don't know what he's talking about. Some people will say, you know what he's talking about. It's just the internet.
100%. 100%. Who just somebody just joined? Who just joined? Who just came in the building? What's good? What's good, LaParis? What's your thoughts, man? Shout out to LaParis in the building.
Hey, big man, I've been following you, man, for a long time, bro. I've run with J Mac and his program.
Okay, that's what's
Um,
up, my boy. Shout out to J Mac. That's fam over there. That's fam. What's good? What's your thoughts, bro?
so honestly, I run with Koza and in the program.
Mm-hmm.
His bill, when I looked at it, when I first looked at it, my whole thing was like, he had a low speed with ball. I was like, what's gonna happen?
Right.
He don't got no speed boost. He don't got nothing.
Right.
But when he played, he showed me there's always going to be a different way you can take their approach to the game.
Right. Right.
And I like that because I feel like we need more people to make more bills where it can show people another perspective of the game, because we have a lot of people in the community who makes all the same bills. None of these people never test their bills out. They just go out and just play. A lot of people don't really take their time with the builder no more. A lot of people don't take their time with anything. They just look at a YouTube video and be like, hey, I'm gonna just go with that. But to the point of the whole conversation,
Right. 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 Right.
when I said in your chat earlier, I said, there's a skill gap. A lot of people should take their time with their builds. Go test the builder out before you even bring it out to the city. And a lot of people, they don't do that no more.
Right.
And honestly, the more I say, the more the better. Like for the newcomers of 2K, we just need more of of a difference than the same. You
100%.
see everybody with the same bills, and still you can go make a good bill from another YouTuber, and you come out and you'll still be good because you don't take your time. You don't go into the builder and test it out. You just make the bill and think that you're supposed to just be rewarded just because you got high attributes, just because you got a 92 3 ball, just because you got a 92 ball handle that you supposed to be rewarded. We don't, a lot of people don't test bills
I like that.
no more. They
Yeah.
just make them and go. So I feel like that's the biggest problem. And I watched Brute's video and I understand his point of it, but it's like we need more of a difference. We need more bills where we can like not exploit, but just be a difference. You
Right.
know,
Right. No, 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 no.
everybody. That's why I said, the skill gap thing. Some people are gonna be able to do it. Some people are not. But it's all about the person who's making the build to actually go test it in the builder. That's why 2K give us that chance before we take it out there. We go against super duper AIs and stuff in the builder.
Right.
Like, take your time, actually dissect every aspect of the build that you're making
Right.
before you take it out there to the city. And I feel like we just need more people to take their time with builds. It's good to always watch and see where you can get new ideas from, but as the person who's spending that money on that bill, we have to actually take our time to see if the build is actually right for us in the builder before we take it to the city.
No, no, I would agree with that. I think shout out to J Mac as well, man. What's up, Jay? Yeah, my boy was preaching. He was preaching. And here's my thing, and you got valid points. I think we're living in the times right now where it's two communities, right? You have fast food community, right, where they want the latest greatest. They don't want to invest time. They just want a hot meal. They ready to eat, right? And you got meal prep community, people who go in there, take their time, like a 2K mechanic, like a J Mac, like a even Light that makes builds that's different and unique based off his play style, and they make these builds based off their the things that they're trying to mimic in that player per se, and their skill set as well too, and so you can have both because I feel like both is important because both is preference at the end of the day, right? Because I may don't want to do all that taking my time, bro. I just want to build that people say is valid and proven, and this is what I want, right? So I'm gonna make that because I don't got time to be diving and do that. But then it comes with a con, right? Yes, the pro is I got a build that seems solidified, that seems like everybody else got. But the con is just because I make that build don't mean I'm gonna be successful like everybody, right? Then you have the other person, the one who's a meal prepper who takes time. Yes, I go in there, I make my build absolutely how I want to. But then the con for them may be it takes me longer to get into the park. It takes me longer to get acclimated and start utilizing the build because I'm building up. I want to make sure it's just right for me, right? And so I think it's based off your preference. I think it's good that we have people like Koza because two things can happen in that video, right? You can be like, Mo, that's dope. You can look at it a game in a different way and be like, yo, I never thought about that. Maybe I make a build that don't have a speed with ball. But then also you can look at it from the context of should that be happening, right? Should you be able to be that successful without speed with ball, right? It depends on what side of the table you sitting on, right? Because somebody may see, like what Swante was saying, there's a flaw in the game. That shouldn't be possible. You got 25 speed with ball and you move it like that with 25 speed with ball, that shouldn't be happening, right? But then somebody else on the other end would be like, what you mean? My ball handling is high. So my ball handling is doing all the dribbling and doing all the movement. So then you come and you have these debates. That's what we're having right now, right? At the end of the day, who's right, who's wrong, is up to interpretation, right? If 2K wanted that to be successful and happen in the game, obviously they ain't tripping because they would have fixed it, right? If it was broken, if it was an issue, or maybe they can't fix it. Maybe they can't. But at the end of the day, I think it's based off, what where you sitting at on the table, number one, and then your preference of what you prefer, right? I can't tell you that, you know what I'm saying, you can't don't make this build or whatever the case may be, make your own build that's custom to you. I can say that, But at the end of the day, it's based off what that person wants. At the end of the day, I can't tell another man how to spend their bread. Does that make sense? Like I can say, I think it'd be beneficial. You may get more bang for your buck if you go in there and figure out a bill that works best for you and how you play this game. Right? You can save money. Right? I can tell them all that, and they be like, "Man, that's cool," but I've been seeing a lot of videos on this. I'm gonna make this. Right? You know what I'm saying?
I I I agree
Right.
to that. But what I will say is this. I feel like 2K, like you said, there are a lot of cracks in the system, and I feel like 2K do that on purpose, just
Mm.
to see if we are actually going to be able to like, just to see if we all gonna make the same bills.
Mm. I like that. I like that.
Like if a lot of people see at if a lot of people see all the 2Ks that ever came out,
Right.
there always been cracks in the systems. Even when that one 2K, when it was a whole bunch of stretches, like there was a whole bunch of like 7 footers who was just doing everything. It's always a lot of cracks in the system, and they do that on
Mm.
purpose to see
Mm.
if we actually gonna bite to make the same bills or we gonna do something different.
Mm. What's your thoughts on that mechanic when the Paris said there's always cracks in the system and you think 2K does it on purpose? What do you think about that?
I don't know if they do it on purpose. The reality is in a closed system, when you give humans enough time to, find the limits of what's possible, right?
Right.
Then we're gonna do that, right? Because L2 counseling wasn't the thing in the first month or two, right?
100%. That's a fact. That is
So
a fact.
probably the third month is when they really, the key dribblers started doing it. Even Koza, I don't think was L2 dribbling until like February,
Mm.
right? He was working on other content and he's doing work with 2K Labs and things like that. So what I'm saying is throughout the life cycle of the game, we become conscious of certain, people call them exploits, which is fine. I think gaming and sports in general is about exploiting the weaknesses in the system and defenses and things like that.
100%.
So even now, even with the push dribble, right? The first 3 months, people weren't going to the lane push dribbling to get that little crossover to where you can't bump them, right? But now a lot of people do that. So I think it's just the evolution of their gaming cycle in conjunction with, I think 2K leaves things a little bit open for it to allow you to be able to do stuff like that. So we look at somebody like um what's the dribbler
Stezo?
Stezo,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so Stezo's working and trying to figure out the limits of the game, right? 2K not looking like, oh, we need to limit this, we'll limit that. Now, some things they will take away if possible, right?
Right.
They took away explosive behind the back dribble. This year they took away they slowed down the what is that? Magic Johnson,
Yeah.
right? Because everybody was doing the Magic Johnson
Yep.
and they slowed that down. So
Right.
I don't know if they can totally take away. They can slow stuff down, but when you got people playing the game daily and they come up with some aha things and then it gets reintroduced to the community, right?
Right.
To us, we'll say, okay, it's broken, but it's just somebody finding out a glitch in the system, and that's
Mm.
and that's every game you pretty much.
Right, 100%, and I would agree with that. I will agree with both of y'all points. I think that 2K don't necessarily plan for it, but they do give maybe opportunity for it to happen. Right, where there's chances that you may have those aha moments, and it's crazy because the aha moments is usually when the game starts to die down, and it helps. Picks up some steam a little bit on, hey, let's try it. Because every year, we know, every year, for the most part, there's always been a flaw. Like, and I think in 21, it was power forwards, right? In 19, there was the 6'9" lockdowns. In 20, it was the lockdown, what is that, two-way playmaking lockdown that had like low threes, but if you're good with it, you can get busy
Yeah,
with it. Which one was it?
two-way slash and playmaker.
Yeah, two-way slashing playmaker. In 22, I forgot what was it in 22. I think it was the little guards. Wasn't it the little guards in 22?
Yeah, 22 was
Yeah, 22 was the little guards, and 23, I think it was it. It was 6'9s, right? I
Yeah.
think it was the 6.9s, and then this year it's not necessarily a build per se, but it's mechanics now. It's some nuances in the mechanics and what's being allowed and what's being acceptable and what's being able to happen. Um, at the end of the day, this is how I feel. At the end of the day, I think that you know there's a disconnect in both communities, right? If the comp community tells the casual community you can't do that in comp, is looked at as hate. But if the casual community looks at the comp community and be like, man, that's trash that because they found an aha moment, you can't. It's double advocate. You can't do the same thing. Well, you can't do the same thing and say that that's okay on one end, but it's not okay on the other end. At the end of the day, it all boils down to what Paris said. At the end of the day, it's a skill. It's a skill. It takes a skill to be good at this game, regardless of what 2K it is. There's still always going to be some trash players. There's going to be some decent players. There's going to be some good players. And there's going to be the elite players. Like, that's just what it is. It doesn't matter about the game. We can always say the game is this, the game is that. But at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is all about your skill as a player. If you can manipulate, or not manipulate, but if you can exploit the system with the best of them, that took skill. You put time, you put effort, look at Joe Knows. Joe Knows is great at the game, and he's great at using that dunk meter, man. That boy is a demon with that Michael Jordan peel. Like, he is like that. You know what I'm saying? But could everybody do what Joe Knows do? No, because if they could, then everybody wouldn't be tripping and trying to ban this man from being in leagues. It takes a skill to be able to do that. Even though it could be a flaw in the system, everybody can't do it. So they're like, well, the way to beat him is to get him out of here. He can't use that build. He can't play. I'm not playing if Joe Knows not playing. So when you even look at that context, you're like, bro, I thought this is a competitive community, bro. But at the end of the day, they even get mad at things that they feel like they can't stop. But I thought it shouldn't. Why would you be mad at somebody who's really good at doing it better than you? Just give props. Just give props and be like, yo, that nigga like that. I can't hate on him. He like that. Joe Knows is like that. Just like a Steezo, he's like that. Just like a Koza when it comes to dribbling. The boy got stick skills. When he play lock, he's a good lockdown. He's great at the game. He put in time. He put in effort. That's why he connected with the community he's connected with. He's like that. And so I can't be like Brute says and say these dudes that he's doing against is trash. Yeah, they probably trash, but he's still like that. I can't discredit this man for what he's doing. I can't say he's not good for what he's doing. He's good at what he's doing.
And not to cut you off, that's what you just said is the bottom line.
Right.
Like, why can't we just acknowledge good players on both sides?
Right.
Why can't we say Black is good? Why we can't say Coase is good? Why do we have to say this won't work here or this won't work there? Right? If what they're doing it allows them to be successful, right? Then who is somebody else to say that won't work here, that won't work? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If it works for them and it's entertaining to their audience, that's it. You tip your cap and you go about your day and just say, and that's the biggest issue with the 2K community.
Woo.
We have a big problem
Yeah.
with, giving kudos or congratulations to people that are doing something different than what somebody else is doing.
That's so true.
You see?
Yeah.
So, as me, I'm a creative. I like to create different things. Like even the build the 96 dunk build I made, it don't have a high speed with ball.
Right.
And that was because, I was looking at what people were doing online, and I said, let me get like to Paris's point, so let me get in the lab and see if I can move a little bit without speed with ball on a bigger build.
Right.
I put the stats up. I got into the creator. I was like, oh, okay. And then I started looking at the thresholds to certain animations. And I was like, okay, let me see how this works. So boom, I got like 3 new builds that I'm probably gonna make off of that idea.
Mm.
So it's always I always welcome new ideas, new creativity,
Right.
and that just allows me to build different things and go at it a different way. So I respect stuff like that.
What's your take
Yeah, a
on
lot
that,
of people.
Paris?
I was gonna say this. I agree with that because a lot of people don't know, but there's a threshold.
Mm.
Like I make so many like man, when I tell you, like you can ask Mac, bro. I make so many bills, man. I made over like 20, 30 bills. Like it's a threshold. Like people don't pay attention to the attributes. Like
Mm.
certain things make the builder go up. Some things make two things go up. But as us as builders, we have to pay more attention to what we create because it's what we do.
Hey, I like that.
Like if you want to really make a good build, you take time. You just don't go in there 30 minutes. No, I sit here. Sometimes it took me about like six. Like matter of fact, I got my stuff on like right now. Like this build that I made, I'll tell you the attributes if that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Um,
good?
okay, so this build that I'm on is a two-way mid-range threat. I
Mm-hmm.
have an 89 stamina, 79 vertical.
Mm.
I have a 74 strength, 73 acceleration, and a 73 acceleration is what you need just to be. For me, I got that from Joe Knows. He
Mm.
said it's not really a big difference, but he
Mm.
said it's up to you of what you want to do. So I've been going with 73 acceleration. I got 81 speed, 83 defensive rebound, 74 right now offensive board, 78 block, 91 steal,
Mm.
87 perimeter defense, 61 perimeter, 75 speed with ball, 81 ball handle, 77 pass accuracy,
Mm.
77 three ball. I shoot fine with that. 86 mid range,
Mm.
85 standing dunk, 50 and a 50 driving dunk.
Mm.
It took me about I say about 4 hours to make this build because I wanted to get a build where I'm able to do everything that I want to do,
Mm. That's
then
deep.
some.
Pause. That sounded bad. My bad. But that's dope. That's
Like
dope.
like each build gotta be your own creation, and you gotta really, it gotta because you spending your hard work money. Like you just can't go out there and be like, I'm not gonna lie. Once upon a time, I used to be a person who looked at a video and be like, oh, I'm gonna make this video because this content creator made this build. But I don't really do that no more. Even though there are good content creators out there that make builds for people who really need them, but sometimes as people, as when we build things for ourselves, we gotta sometimes take a step back and actually take our times because way my bad, something that could be good for somebody else may not be good for us.
100%. You're 100% right. That's a valid statement. Yeah.
Before 2 or 3 days, it take me 2 or 3 days before I decide.
No, but see, and here's the two things. I want us to understand this too, though. If if the if it wasn't a community out there that need builds, you know what I mean? Then it would defeat the purpose of the build. People who make the builds. This is what the channel's built on, right? So they make builds for people who need them because they don't have time. It's a market for those folks, right? And there's going to be some people that that take the time, like the 2K mechanics and yourself, Paris, that put in a lot of more effort and work on constructing and understanding the true nuances of this builder, right? Like a Joe Knows. Joe Knows he only worry about the builder. He always does build videos, and that's his thing. And so I think that is good that you guys get highlighted because there's a community out there who don't know how to do all that, who don't have time to do all that, and they'll come to you, and if you credible, they're gonna say, "Hey, LeParis made a video and his builds is usually legit. Let me try it out." It may work for me, it may not, but based off his credibility, based off who he is as a content creator, that's his channel. He specializes in builds. Look at Uncle Demi. Uncle Demi wasn't known for like, his skill in basketball. He was known for his builds. He made builds, right? And people gravitated to Uncle Demi because it was like, yo, he make rare builds that the names we can't find. And he was making them and putting it out there, and people went crazy. And so I think that it's a market for those people who don't want to put in the time to make the builds. But at the end of the day,
True.
what you about to say?
No, I'm saying for sure. That's why, my channel, uh, LA's channel, that's why you have build channels for people to go and pick and choose. Just like when you watch reviews for an item you're about to buy,
Exactly.
right? You're not finna do all that. You look at a review and you see how well it works and see how well it fits what you're trying to do,
Right.
right? Same thing with build channels, Joe Knows and everybody else, right? You go and you look and see what he's able to do with the build, and you look at the build, you're like, okay, I want to do that, so let me make that build. So I think to your point, I don't think everybody has to research the build,
Right.
like to go in a builder and stuff like that. Because like you said, people don't have time. So I think it's good, channels like ours can showcase um, the attributes and how they work in certain situations to give
Exactly.
people a chance to review if that's what they want to do.
Exactly. And look at somebody like J Mac, the king of making tall builds and making them effective. 6'5" and up, I think it's 6'5" and up for the most part. He makes legitimate builds. So if I'm a 2K player or if I get on this and I see this guy who's known for making builds, for making taller builds and making them do things that I like to do, then I'm going to check out his channel. And that's why I'm saying I don't think you want everybody to dive into the builder for 4 or 5 hours, because then that takes them off your eyes of your content of what you're trying to do, because it's a business. At the end of the day, it's a business. Putting out content is a business. It's a brand, right? If you putting out content, depending on what your channel is about, it's going to help. So if everybody diving in the builder for 4 or 5 hours, then you may not have a lot of people watching your content, or they may watch it or may not. But I think it's good that there's a lot of people that don't know how to make builds, and it gives them an opportunity to find you, right? One of the reasons why my video went big is because nobody was making defensive videos. I think it was LaMonster and a few other people at the time back in the day. They wasn't really telling you how to play defense. They were just giving you a build, and they were saying, hey, this build is a lockdown. No, I was trying to teach people the technique of defense and how to be a better defender, how to think like an offensive player, how to manipulate and make them think that all this kind of thing. So I had systems, I had terminology and stuff like that. And that video went crazy. Those videos used to go crazy. It's like, yo, bait. And what I used to do is I used to do live tutorials to work on defense. I'll go into ones. And it didn't matter about winning or losing. For me, it was perfecting my craft. So when it came to playing defense and 2K, I'm still good at that because I use those techniques. And there's still a community out there that still wants to be better at defense, even though it's small as hell. The defense community is small, man. It's super duper small. But there was people that wanted to know and wanted to get better at that. And that's how I grew. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's good to have things that you do really, really well, which is make builds, so people can come and check you out. You know what I'm saying? And people can watch. And I think at the end of the day, whatever you make, you still got to make your own personal decision on if you want to do that or not. All you're doing right now is getting context and getting information. And taking that information and either you're using it and creating what you want, or you're using it to create the things and to manipulate it and construct it and improve it to best fit your play style. But I think it's best of both worlds can happen. But to go back to the main point of this all, I truly believe that we need to get out of this whole, you can't do that over here, you can't do that over here. At the end of the day, fam, we're all part of one community, which is 2K. And we separate ourselves so much about comp and casual. If you do it in comp, you trash. You doing it against bots. If you doing it, in casual. If you're doing it in comp or whatever the case may be, then it's toxic. It's not fun. It's at the end of the day, if I'm doing it over here, if I'm doing it over there, it don't matter. at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's where you want to play to have fun. Where you enjoying your game, do that. If you enjoy playing in the rec, do that. You know what I'm saying? I get what somebody may say and say, bro, you can't, you know, that's cool and all, but you can't do that in the rec. I mean, in the pro-am. People not going to let you do that, the stuff that Black Cobra do. I can understand that. I can understand you may want to comment on it, but I would rather say this. This is me. Hey, man, come in the pro-am and see if you can do that. I want to see if that can get done because I may change my bill, god dang it. Because if you can do it, I want to see how to get better at it. I want to continue to do it. And I want to see if we can get it popping in the pro-am. You know what I'm saying? But the way we attack each other, bro, for being different is crazy. But then we say that everybody does the same thing. So what do we want? Do we want difference and uniqueness and rarity? Or do we want everybody to do the same thing? Right? I understand. Speedball ball, you want it to matter? Cool. But right now, it does matter. But you can use other things to kind of, you know, go out with a lower speed with ball and still be successful and be good at the game. If you're good at the game, if you're good at doing that or whatever the case may be. But that's different. That makes you different. That makes you unique. That's why I used to tell, what was that? Who was I talking to? I told Light when we was playing defense, I was like, bro, I don't need a high perimeter to play defense. I use my principles still. And then I used to make those one-on-one videos with a build that didn't have high defense, and I'm still stopping people because of the techniques that I'm using. And if I had higher attributes, of course I would have been able to stop more people, but the techniques still work at the end of the day. So wherever you play, whatever you choose to do, let's stop knocking people on their skill set. Like if they're good at the game, they're good at the game, fam. That's it. That's all that matters. They're good at the game. You can have an opinion. I can't tell you not to have an opinion at the end of the day. It's a free world, free country. You're able to entitle that. But if they are good at the game, let them be good at the game. We need to be going in a positive direction more often. We so quick to tear each other down and say you trash, you a bot, you this, you that. Like, bro, it's a video game, my boy. Some of these dudes probably ain't never played basketball in their life, man, but they're really good at the game. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay, too. But you have people be like, nigga, you trash in real life. I don't care. Nigga, I'm whooping your ass in this video game, though. You get these buckets. This virtual world, you get these buckets, my nigga. You get dogs. So you can be good all you want in the video game, but it's my opportunity. Kevin Durant, I'm playing against Kevin Durant. I'm dropping that nigga off. He getting these 25 and 10. You gonna get all of it, dog. I don't care who you is. But in real life, you probably could.
But that's where I feel like 2K. I was gonna say, I feel like that's where 2K like divided us by putting labels underneath our characters. Casual, Hall of Fame. It's not really, in my opinion, I feel like it's not going back to what basketball should be. Let's get on the court, let's hoop, let's see if you got it or not.
Ooh, so
take all that away.
How you think
like I actually miss the win-loss records. I miss those. It was better than the casual. But anytime you see a casual, everybody backs out.
Isn't that the same thing as seeing somebody record though?
In a way, not really. If I see somebody, in a way, not. I don't. In a way, not really.
I get what you're saying because you can be a GOAT and not be good. Up. Yeah, I feel with you.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Because remember back in the day, your record separated you too, right? Because if they knew you was trash, they wouldn't play with you. You know what I'm saying? they wouldn't play with you. So here's my thing. I don't think we need none of that. I think there's a way that you can disguise it where you just see the gamer tag, and when you get on the court, you get to see who they are or whatnot. Because I think whenever you put something at the bottom of somebody's foot, either record or whatever the case may be, there's always going to be this, this dude's a bot, this dude's trash, this dude good, this dude elite. You're going to have people that run from you when you're good. Then you're going to have people who don't want to play with you because you're bad. And so I think you just have your gamer tag, what system you repping, you get on the floor, and if you quit, that's on you. That's your L on your record or whatever the case may be. But
Nah, babe. I need to be able to discriminate. Sorry, I gotta discriminate.
Do y'all? I have a question. Do y'all remember that event that we had, boot camp?
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like boot camp should actually be not an event, but actually a thing that separates. You have 60 through, I said about 60 through maybe 83 overalls in boot camp, and
okay,
that's their rec center. And then you have from there, you have about 84 through 99 in the rec center. It separates.
Paris, I be cooking with my 72, 70.
yeah.
I be cooking them boys.
Because here's what's gonna happen, Paris. This what people do. I'm gonna tell you what can happen. People can make lower tier builds and go cook niggas that's in the boot camp level, like 82, 83, right? And go get busy and have the time of their life dogging them and never upgrade their player. You get what I'm saying? Like, if I don't ever upgrade my player to 83, then the level of competition I'm going to be playing is going to be mid tier. Or not mid tier, but because some people don't have the money to upgrade their player, so those are the people that's gonna be in there, and so I'm gonna go in there and cook these foes. That's what people do a lot of time. Some people make lower tier builds and play. I know back in the day, I was like, man, I don't feel like playing against 99 and up. I ain't got time for that. I just want to chill sometimes. I just want to compete. So I go and make a 90 and 92 and below, and we get put in 92 and below, and we got a more plethora of a balance of players. You get what I'm saying? So that may be tough. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought you was gonna say there's a boot camp that you play to help like Rookieville almost, where you play with with folks that's in your level, and then you upgrade or whatever the case may be. I do think there's need to be some kind of better ranking system. I think the ranking system we have is it just I don't know. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because you will have 99 goats that have won games because they've been people that play with people who win, and then you get them on your team and they can't space, they can't pass, they can't shoot, they can't do nothing, and you be like, nigga, how are you a goat? You ain't good at the game. How? So I don't know how they can fix this system, but that system is probably one of the most broken systems we have, and but then you have it where people duck games. Like this community is weird. We are funny style. We would say we won't comp, but then every time we play against a competitive person, we don't want to play them. Let's be real. Like in the park, people will get off the spot and leave. They'll be on a 20-game win streak.
I don't think that's just 2K though.
You
That's
don't
in a
think
lot
so?
of games.
You
You go to Call of Duty, they do the same thing. Oh, I don't want to get in that lobby sweaty.
see?
Yeah, I thought you was good.
I agree with that.
So what do
I
we
I
agree
think
with
do?
that 100%.
So what do we
I
do?
think it's across a lot of people want to play where they can chill, but also be effective, right? I understand you not wanting to have to play the best all the time, right? That's why certain people talk about skill matchmaking in like Call of Duty and some of these shooters, where once you reach a certain level, right, that's your competition level.
Right.
The problem in 2K is some people want that, a lot of people don't. Like people be in different moods. So if I want to play comp, right, or whatever, I go to pro am or stage, right? If I
Right.
don't and I want to chill, then I go to rec. But if we play with five in rec, if I play with my five in rec, then we will look like a comp team, but we really not. You see what I'm saying? We just playing 5v5 basketball and everybody's good
Right.
compared to maybe another team where they only might have two good people. Because basketball, the reality is basketball is relies on multiple people.
Right. 100%.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody has a role that they got to do. Some people are better at certain roles than others, right? So there's going to be a disparity sometimes,
Right.
and people just don't want to accept that.
No, that's real. So what? How would they fix this? What is a way that is this the best way to do it? Just do rec pro am and just kind of you got to
I
live
wouldn't
with the
say it's the,
results.
I wouldn't say it's the best. I think what Paris was hinting at was right. There needs to be some type of balance where it's say like a rec. Like if I go 92 and under, then 92 and under don't mean all the way to 60. It might be like a 92 to 75 and then 60s and under. But at the same time, you know, I think what people want to do is try to balance it, but you're trying to balance something that's uh unbalanced. Like people are unbalanced in their skill sets.
Right.
Right. Some people might be good at lock. Some people might be good at center. Some people might be good at forward positions. Right. So we're trying to balance something where everybody is uniquely equipped to go at it a different way.
Right.
Right. So if I go in and a dude is a power forward and he gets slotted at a center, right, that may not be he may not be good there.
Right. That's the
And
truth,
then when
man.
Sal playing, right, you can't play your role. He's like, well, I'm not. My build is not made to be a good center. It's just how I got organized. I'm at center and I'm getting dogged.
Right. That's a good statement.
You see what I'm saying?
That's a very valid
But
statement right
it's okay.
there.
Basketball is a team game. Like somebody needs to cover for that. But everybody don't play together. We know a lot of people play selfishly.
Mm.
I'm finna. We seen it recently on the last stream, right? I'm finna get 20 shots up. I don't care what nobody say. That's why I made a point guard to get my shots up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. No real
So
talk.
we're try to balance that, and it's not enough metrics to balance that because now the other thing is people play differently from game to game.
That's true.
One game I might be aggressive, the other game I might be passive.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? So it's hard. I know what we want to do. I'm just not sure. I don't think this is the perfect system to you guys' point. I just don't know how we get to the point to where it makes sense in every game that we play. Because some games might be sweaty, some games like, oh, we dogging it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially in the rec.
Right.
So I don't know the perfect answer. I just know everybody play different. And that's why everybody kind of usually get their own team and come in and do whatever they're trying to do because it
Right.
just makes it easier. Because that's basketball. Like you play with who you're familiar with because that helps your game
Right.
uh, and what you like to do. So I don't think it's meant for everybody to play with randoms all the time because you're going to get a randomized experience.
So
So that's going to be hard to balance.
should they do something like what Fortnite does? Is when you go into the main lobby, you can play rank and unranked, and rank will based off your matchmaking would go based off your skill set, like maybe your record and whatever the status is, however they got it, like I guess All Star One or whatever the case, whatever the ranking system or the rep system is.
But think about it. Fortnite is unique because Fortnite is technically one on one.
Right. But let's say if you go four though, you know what I mean? If you go four on four,
Even if you go 4 on 4, right, you're gonna be able to tell who's better
right, 100%, 100%.
because it's essentially one on one. Like basketball's a team game, right? So you can't. It's hard to rank people in a team environment
But that's what I'm saying. So
because you might play better with one team than versus the other.
100%. But if we had to get a system, because we're never gonna have a perfect system, right? I think it'd be
Yeah,
based off. I think they can implement where you can play cat. It'd be unrank or rank, right? Rank rec or unrank rec or whatever. I'm just giving you a hypothetical. And in the
we got
rank,
a rank.
huh?
So we got ranked and unranked pro am, right?
Yeah, we do. We do. But some people, and so maybe this is the best system. Based off what they're doing, they're like, if you want to play rank, go on the pro am. You know what I'm saying? If you
They
just
gave
want to
you
play, if you
got
want to,
got singles rank.
yeah, they
They
got
could put caps on it.
What was that, Paris? Go ahead.
I said they could put caps on it. For example, for rec. Rec is 75 overall and up. Can't go into the rec with a 60 overall. Because imagine you as a player and maybe none of your friends are on that day. You go into solo rec and everybody got a good bill, and then you get that 160, and then you go against a team full of nothing but Hall of Fame and gold.
You
That's
backing up.
that's how you fix that.
yeah, people backing out.
Now I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe for singles, I think for team rank you could probably go in with a 65 if you want to do it. But I don't know because say I go in with a team and then my team leave, I'm still kind of stuck in there, and they put me with some other folks, right? So I don't know. I'm not. I don't want to discriminate based on
Yeah,
overall, because we currently have the option if you want to back out and you see that 60 overall, unless for the very small fraction that you get pulled into a game with a 60 overall. Um, as long as he's not a center, I think we good.
Right, right.
A 60 overall center.
I tried that so many
Oh man,
times.
dog. I mean, at the end of the day,
Yeah, I
it's,
don't like.
we got to
Go
figure.
ahead.
It's something that we could talk about. I think there's the system is hard to make because of the mindset of how do you please everybody. You can't please everybody, so how do you find a balance? I think right now, to be honest with you, it ain't the best, but I think it's the closest. It's like you got a solo squad, or you got a solo rec, and then you have a rank where it's more random. You got a 92 and below, where if you got a 92, you're going to play against 92 and everything below. And if you got a 99, you're going to pretty much play against the upper stratus of the players with the 99 overall builds. Not saying they're going to be good or not, but you're going to have a more opportunity to play with a higher overall player. So I think that's, and then if you want comp, then go on the pro am and get your rocks off in the pro-am. And then in the park, it's fair game. Everybody is all in 60s to 99 is all at the park, and but in the theater, in the matchmaking, it's the same way. If you're a 92, you play against 92 and below, and then if you're a 93 or whatever, you play against 93 and up. So I don't know. Maybe that's the best way they can do it for right now. I don't know. I just think that the system is a little bit wonky on how it works as far as like casual to pro and all that other stuff, because you can win a game and barely go up and lose a game and then go down like two damn marks. So it's a system that can be tweaked for sure, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
I really do miss 2K20 though.
What was
When everybody
2K20?
had their role.
What
That's
is
when everybody had their role. You knew who was a slasher, the shooter. You knew who was a lockdown. I feel like that was the best defense for a big man to play defense, because you was not coming into no paint just dunking on anybody in 2K20.
Yeah, I feel that. But the game's changed, you know what I mean? I think not being able to I don't think you can just dunk on anybody. I think it's all about timing in this game. I think if you're there, it's gonna be hard to dunk on somebody for the most part. But if you ain't there, then it creates a higher probability. If you're out of position and you got high dunks, it creates a higher probability. I think dunks make the game fun for the most part. If you just not getting a dunk every and you only get one every blue moon, people like that stuff. People like to get. Even though I don't like it all the time, but it is crazy to watch when you get boomed on something viciously. I ain't gonna hold you. Some of these animations though, I be like, bro, they need to chill, bro. That's OD. Like they really got a
It,
nigga. They got a
it's
nigga.
really the animations,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Um, the animations unlock certain successful dunks, right?
Right.
So I got my 96. That off like the 94 gets you that off one. No, it gets you the elite off two, right? So in certain animations, depending on where the defender is, you'll get better dunks. Like with my 87 driving dunk, I get some good posters, but a lot of times I'm not gonna get the dunk, or they'll take me out the dunk because I don't have all the contact animations if I'm looking to do that.
Yeah.
Like wide open, I could probably get it. Like nobody bumping me or something like that, or nobody comes in the picture, I'll probably get it. But if somebody's there, it's harder to do. But with that 96, I got too many animations that'll pull you into something.
Yeah.
You get that contact. Plus, my meter is big. Um, if nobody's already in the paint.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm not saying it's the greatest thing, but I do like this system because before you could be in the paint and get boomed on.
Yeah. Crazy.
Like that meter was so big, that little circle meter was so big,
Yeah.
and people still didn't use it. But the dunk meter, was crazy. Then last year you get the little what is it, quick first step.
Yeah.
Like most people didn't even use the dunk meter last
You need it.
year because you didn't need it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this year you got to position, you got to have the right animations, you got to be able to time. Um, so I think it's in a good place. Of course, it needs some tweaks.
Yeah,
But you can, even if somebody there, you can boom on if you get that little slither at the top. You
yeah,
can time that. You can boom on it,
yeah.
but
It's tougher. It's
that's
tougher.
just small.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like before we wrap up, I think that 2K is going in a better direction, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people may not agree with it. I think they're moving to a different direction. There's a lot of things that you can do in this year's game that wasn't really implemented in last year's or prior year's game. Especially, I think the emphasis of this year's game was the off ball dribble or what is that called? Step backs, pull ups, like those elements of this year's game is highlighted on how you step back, how you create space, how you can shoot contestedly, or I mean not, I mean it's not super contested, but it's contested to a degree. Like they're trying to simulate more of the realism of basketball of what we see on a regular basis. And it's crazy. I would have one of those days. I'm like, man, 2K this, 2K that, 2K this, and then I'll look at basketball and I'll be like, nigga, this look like 2K a little bit. I gonna hold you like, so it's not too far off. That's what I want to say. It's not too far off, and I feel like they're going in the better direction. Of course, there's gonna be flaws in every game, but I would say if this year's game had better rewards or rewards that's more meaningful and worth your while, and this is just I can be completely wrong. This is my opinion. I think this could have been the greatest 2K ever made. To be honest with you, it has the best builder, in my opinion. It has a lot more balance in this game. I think that if they had better rewards and more stuff to the game as far as like things you get and meaningful things, I think this probably would have been the best 2K ever made, in my opinion. That's me.
If you have good servers too.
Yeah, the servers, but that's a 2K thing for years. They servers are always trash,
Yeah.
and so
All right, Beck, you have a good time in class. I'm gonna sign off. Good
yeah,
talking to you, Paris.
yep.
Bye. Yeah.
Any final words, Paris, before you get up out of here, dog?
Uh,
Uh, Thank you so much for letting me join, man. Appreciate y'all. I've been rocking with you, man. The lockdown game since you started. I think it was like 2K23. You did that.
Yeah, I mean, it started in 20. It started in 20. It was 20 when I really started taking the lockdown stuff to that degree, and then I start, continue to go on. But no, man, it's all love, and you know what? I'm gonna keep it a stack, man. I feel like this year, I let down the lockdown community because I didn't really do no videos. This is the first year ever in my content creation year that I dropped no videos in 2K24. And I'm saying this game is probably the best game ever if they had more stuff. I didn't drop not one video tutorial for y'all boys this year. And so definitely, next year, I don't know. I just felt like the lockdown, our community is so small, man. And you put so much work into making a lockdown video, and sometimes it'd be like, damn, bro, you put 20 hours in that video. That damn thing only got like 1,000 views, and you putting in good quality stuff. And you're like, bro, like, God dang, like, man. But, at the end of the day, that's it's always gonna be LDG. What did I say? LDG, lockdown gang. In the building, you know what I'm saying? So, but I appreciate you, Paris, for being a subscriber and a viewer, being a part of the Lockdown Nation, man. And I appreciate what you do for your builder, man. I think that's a skill to go in there and make a build that best suits you. Who comes to mind? My boy, damn, he gonna kick my butt. What is it? He just sent me a message a couple of days ago. Here we go, right here. My boy Don. My boy Don is the same way. He's the only dude I know right now besides J Mac with a 6'9" out here cooking. That boy cook with his 6'9". It's different. It's unique to him and how he plays the game. And I think that there's people like you that needs to be a part of this community too, man. That makes unique builds based off how you play. Because then if you doing something that people don't think that can happen on a build, that highlights your skill. That highlights who you are as a player, man. So keep doing what you're doing, my boy, and keep
Most
holding it down.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to say this before.
Yeah.
I just want to say this before I go. I want to share a bill that I personally made for you for your lockdown game.
You made a bit for you. All right, let's do
Yeah, I
this.
made a bill.
That'll be my. Instead of sharing it, just show it to me. Send it to me on Instagram or whatnot, and then we'll do. We'll make a video together or whatever the case may be. Maybe this weekend, and then we'll put the video out, and we'll go over the lockdown bill for the LDG community. I just don't want to just put it out there like that. We'll do it the right way, the LDG way. So just follow me on Instagram at the real is DAR. Let me see. I don't even know my damn Instagram chat. That's how I tell you I'll be so busy. Can't you put it in the Discord too? I think you put it in the Discord, right? Can you put it
Yeah.
in? Yeah. Put it in the Discord. It's probably better because you're already in the Discord. Put it in the Discord if you can, right? If you can't, then you can follow me on, let's see, what my dang Instagram?
I can put it in the Discord.
Okay, cool. Put it in the Discord, and then what we'll do is I'll hit you on the Discord, and then we'll tag team do a video where I get you in, and we'll going over there on the Discord as to why, and then we'll go to the city, and then I'll bring the build out, and we actually show the build. You know what I'm saying? We'll both make the build together, and we'll play some twos or something, and do it the right way. And we'll do it on stream too. It'll be live or whatever the case may be, and then we'll take that video and then put it out there as a potential as a video to put on the channel. So, all right, that's for showing love, and
Yeah.
I want to give love back. All right, my boy.
Anytime, man. Appreciate it.
All right, y'all. But y'all stay safe, stay blessed. Always remember to live life stress less. You're rocking one of the best. Without God, my life would be a mess. Always remember to have faith, hope, and love, man. I appreciate y'all. This is just a debate, man. At the end of the day, Swante is entitled to his opinion. Brute is entitled to his opinion. But let's just all eat, man. We all part of this community. We all part of the 2K brand. So let's figure out a way to uplift and continue to keep this community to thriving in the way that it needs to, man. You know what I'm saying? So y'all have an amazing day. And after class, if y'all up, I may get back on. You know what I'm saying? Because tomorrow I ain't got to go to work. Well, I do got to go to work, but I work from home. So I can stay up a little late. I see y'all maybe tonight or through the grace of God tomorrow, man. Have a beautiful day. Peace.